Welcome to something. He started laughing. It made me laugh. Positive for positive people. I'm Courtney Bray. Something Positive for Positive People is a 501c3 nonprofit organization that essentially serves as a self-help resource for people who are navigating herpes stigma. Um, I'm laughing because my guest today is shy. I can tell we got a little shyness going here, but we are going to open up as at your own pace. You know, as much as you want to, as comfortable as you decide to be.
Yeah.
This is fun. This is some of the stuff y'all don't get to hear or see behind the scenes, but there's usually a lot of laughter. There's often some awkwardness. There's sometimes some other, I don't know, party stuff like dogs in the background. People might be doing yoga. You never know. Stretching, all kinds of stuff. But it's not about me today. It's not about those things. Today it's about our guest. And I guess we can start with how did we first get introduced? Because we've connected over Instagram, ugh, at least 2022, 2021, maybe 2020?
No, 2021.
2021?
Yes.
Okay. Is that when you were diagnosed?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
How'd you find out?
I went to my doctor because it was obviously the pandemic 2020, and then I haven't been to the doctor, so I went to get my physical, and I just said like, get me a full panel about everything, and they did. And the next time when I went to like review my results and everything, they told me.
So that's interesting because normally when people ask for a full panel, they don't test for herpes.
Because I was gonna go for my annual, my
Mm.
physical annual, and
Mhm.
then I asked them I want to be tested for everything, but I think they always do it.
Oh.
Yeah, because I had before, like the year before, I had asked them to
Mhm.
test me, and I think I had an outbreak when I asked them, but it was very recent, and they no 2019 I had the first outbreak.
Okay.
And since it was very recent that I was how you say it
You had symptoms?
yeah, that
Mhm.
I had symptoms and everything, and it was my very first outbreak. I was with this only one partner. I think I was still in that window when it doesn't show in your blood
It wouldn't
test.
show in the test.
Yes, and
Yeah.
then when I went on 2021, I was like, I need to do this to make sure, and I did it, and that's when it happened. But I
Mm.
think they did it even before, like even the first time they did it.
Okay.
Yes.
How interesting. So, were you glad that they tested you for herpes? Because normally people have to ask for it, but to get those results,
I mean, I didn't know about.
yeah.
I knew the general thing, and
Hmm.
obviously with all the stigmas and everything, that's what I knew. But I told her like I told them like I want you to test me for it for everything.
Hmm.
So I guess thinking like back, I'm grateful that they did it because if not, I would be just like not knowing.
Yeah.
But I guess if I had an outbreak, I would have gone again to doctor and asked them
Hmm.
to see because I have had other outbreaks after that one, so it would have shown in either way. I'm very particular about my health. Like I'm very if something goes wrong, I try to be proactive
Hmm.
and go to the doctor and see okay, is everything okay? Is everything good? I guess it comes from my mom. She used to work at a hospital
Yeah.
and she's very
Particular.
about her health. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah.
All right. And when you received the diagnosis, what was your response to it?
So I was like, if it wouldn't be in 2019, I was crying. I was like, I cannot deal with this. Like, what is going on? And she was like, everything is treatable. Everything is you're gonna be able to manage if something comes up. But in 2021, I was like, okay, I have this. Okay, okay. And I remember being shocked, but at the same time, like, okay, okay, it's fine. She's saying it's fine. It's okay. And then I called one of my friends and I told her, I need to tell you this because this happened and I don't know what to do about it. Right now I feel fine, but I know that I'm gonna go down a rabbit hole, so I need you to be there when that happens. And I told her, and she was like, it's fine. I'm here for you. What do you need from me? I'm like, I don't know. I just feel like I need to tell this person what he did. And she was like, okay, I'll help you, like, send him a message. She's fine. Let's do this. And she helped me through it. And then I also told one of my other friends, she's my best friend since kindergarten. We have met. And I told her, I have to tell you this because I need you to be my support as well. And she's a psychiatrist, and even though she always tries to not use her techniques with me, she always says that, like, I try to separate that within family and friends.
Yeah.
I know she's a very objective person because of her profession, so she will be that good support that you need anytime. And I told her, and she's like, it's okay, it's manageable from what I know, and she gave me support and all of that.
Okay. So you did have a really solid support system. You said you had probably your first outbreak in 2019. Do you think that having that outbreak in 2019 helped you prepare for your diagnosis that you got in 2021?
I say that I was like, okay, so that was that. That's what that happened.
Mm-hmm.
And it happened that night because it's so weird because I remember the day that I was potentially
Exposed.
exposed. Yes, I was potentially exposed. So he told me, like, this is very personal, but he told me, like, are you, like, on your period? And I'm like, no. And he's like, oh, okay. So he had an outbreak that time. And that time we didn't use protection because he had a vasectomy. So that was not an issue. And he had told me that he was tested and he had, like, nothing and everything was okay. Um, so yeah, and he was my first sexual partner, so he had nothing to worry about in that sense. Um, but I guess between in the relationship, he met somebody else, and he didn't came forward, and he was with the both of us at the same time, I guess.
Oh.
But that's something I got into conclusion, like, after he ghosted me.
No.
Yeah, because he got in 2020. We stopped talking in 2020, March 2020.
Oh, what time?
No, April 2020, basically, because
Same.
yeah, he got COVID, so he had to quarantine. I think he gave me COVID too.
Damn.
But and then I was talking with him and I was sending him messages and he didn't respond. But sometimes that happened in those dysfunctional relationships, kind of relationships. And then I was like, wow, wait, how much time has it passed? It had been 2 weeks that I had been sending messages and he wasn't responding.
Maybe he lost his phone.
No, the fuck he didn't. I gotta say it, no. If you can post stories on WhatsApp, you have not lost your phone.
Oh, wait a minute. He's posting stories on WhatsApp?
I didn't
know you could do that.
A person that doesn't usually post stories suddenly is posting stories. So this is, like, bad all around. So then, so yeah, I never been with nobody since and that. So that's when I thought, like, damn, this motherfucker. Like, yeah, I feel the thing that I trusted you and you didn't value that trust. That is what hurt me. And it took me a long time to be sexually active because I was raised in the what you call, like, the purity culture. And my main reason for not being sexually active was actually the STIs. Like I was like, I can get pregnant, my mom is gonna be mad, it's gonna be awful, but but the STI, like, oh my god, no, like that's for life, like, oh my god, no, and all the stigmas and everything. I was like, oh, that was my main like thing for not being sexually active with somebody. And then like having this now is like okay, so the most thing that I was afraid to, it actually happened, and I'm fine, but some not so often, but it's like it didn't have to happen to me. Not because I am okay with it now. Like I can say today I'm okay with it. But if you tell me there's this thing, it's gonna cure it, you don't even, I'll do it. Like if I don't have to have it, I'll do it. Because wouldn't like people with cancer say it's not the same thing, it's not as difficult. But wouldn't the people with cancer that have like survived it and everything will say like, yeah, it showed me a lot of things, but I think I could have learned any other ways, either way, and I wouldn't want it. I mean, I'm talking without being in that position, but I feel.
I know what you mean. Yeah.
I feel like, yeah.
Okay. You mentioned purity culture and your upbringing, and you said your mom would be mad. So what was
My
your?
mom will be mad if I got pregnant.
Yeah. Like
But
she'd have gotten mad if you got pregnant.
yeah.
Is it out of marriage or if you would have got pregnant? Period.
No, out of marriage.
Okay.
Obviously.
What
Obviously, it's not obviously.
Do you have any siblings?
I have 3 older brothers, but
That probably doesn't help.
they
Protective older brothers.
I I guess yeah, but they're like the oldest one is 15 years older than me.
Oh, okay.
So they're really older brothers.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. I mean, I mean, they don't know anything but that old advice from my older brother. He's like, fuck, 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 fuck everybody. Don't get married. Have threesome. Explore. Do everything. He's like, just don't get married.
That's your oldest brother?
Yeah.
Your oldest brother was telling you this?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
He's like, just don't get married. And the
Uh-huh.
other one, he's like, the problem is not getting married. Is finding somebody that doesn't bother you, that doesn't annoy you. That's the problem. That's the difficult thing.
Yeah.
The other one, he's just like, the problem are kids. Don't have kids.
Yeah.
But he jokes about it, but yeah.
So you just got a bunch of different messaging coming in from everywhere.
Yeah, my mom, she's like, she wants me to get married. She wants me to have kids, and I told her like, I'm not gonna have kids.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, oh, I thought that your grandchildren from you will be the most to love me, and I'm like, I got your plans. My baby plans. They're gonna love you so much. They love you so much.
Yeah. I always find that it's not like a good or a bad thing, but like I wonder if a lot of times our parents want us to do what they wish they were able to do, like they might want to just hold a baby, so to be able to say, oh, this is my grandbaby, and be able to take the baby for a while.
She has 5 other grandchildren.
Oh, so she getting on you for having your own. You know what the motivation is? Like, why would she?
She thinks that because the children are gonna come from that daughter, they're gonna love her more.
Instead of the sons.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Just like, I think Latin culture.
Uh-huh.
In his.
I was just about to ask her, what's your ethnicity?
I'm from Puerto Rico.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So Latin culture is what exactly? Like you believe that the daughter's children will love you more than the son's children.
Some mothers think that, yes, because you have more, more access to them, I guess. Because when you're the moms of the son, the girls' mom have everything, and they're like there giving them the support and everything, and usually daughters are more connected to moms, I guess, in that sense. That's what I think. I don't know.
Okay. I was just curious.
It may be not true, but it could be true.
Uh-huh.
I'm just thinking about a friend that just had a baby, and yeah. But
Okay.
it's also because of the mom of her husband. So whatever. That's another story.
All right.
Not for the podcast.
So, in relation to how you had support around you, so I don't really know how to answer. So bear with me as I try and talk through it.
Mhm.
So Latin culture, I typically hear from people, it's like, oh, communities of color deal with this, and it's worse. And in my experience, it's not necessarily been like worse. It's been different, and I think people have a different threshold for what is really difficult or challenging to deal with versus some other people. So in your support groups, like it just sounds like what you did was you reached out to people because you knew you needed support with your herpes diagnosis.
Mhm.
And I think that that's different from a person who doesn't necessarily have that. So my question to you would be, if you didn't have those particular people to reach out to, what do you think you would have done instead?
I really don't know. I think still would have like tried to find support. I did in that moment. I knew I needed to go to therapy, and I asked for my doctor. I need you to like give me somebody to go to. So that also helped. I navigated it with her as well, but I really don't know because I'm trying to think who I would have told, and I have only told that those two friends, recently a friend from work, and a potential partner. So there's only four people out of all my support system that I have a lot of. I don't want to say I have a lot of friends, but I have 10 good friends. Friends that I can trust, and I tell them about family issues
That's a
and
lot.
everything. I can say like 10 good friends.
Yeah.
But I don't tell them about my herpes diagnosis.
Mm.
Even friends that I have from fourth grade. So I can't tell them anything else. But that, I don't know if it's because of their expectations of me, or
Like
if
they see you as the good girl or something like
we
that.
were all good girls.
Uh-huh.
So we were like, yeah, but like I didn't, maybe that I didn't do what is expected. But
Yeah.
I think that's a me issue, but at the same time, I don't want to deal with your stigmas because
Mhm.
I listen to you talk sometimes, and I try to break the stigmas without telling you, hey, I have herpes.
Yeah.
So I don't want to deal with that.
That's a skill thing to
Yeah.
have to do,
Yeah.
because like if people are like, oh, I was okay, here's the story. I was at dinner the other day with these two guys I had just met. Met one of the guys at a party. He invited me to get drinks with him and one of his friends. So we're all there, and he's clearly got a fucking cold sore on his lip. And he was just like, what did he say? He said, oh man, yeah. So my girl, I hope you don't listen to this. He says my girlfriend went to a party, drank after someone who had a cold sore. Then she drank out of it, and then I ended up with a cold sore. And I was just like, how do you know this particular exact sequence of events that occurred, and what made you pinpoint this particular party, this particular drink, this particular person,
Uh-huh.
for her to put her lips to this glass, come home, do whatever y'all do, and then for you to get it? I was just like, I sat there and I listened to the story. I let him finish, and I was just kind of confused. There were a few seconds that passed where I was like, I spaced out because I was like doing like road maps in my head,
Uh-huh.
pinpointing this. And eventually, like, I don't just do it right away because I never want to be that person that just like cuts you off and like, that's bullshit, that's herpes. So it was just like, I waited until we got to the conversation around what I do, and then I went through and I made sure I made sure to include, yeah, there's a lot of this information out there about herpes, like that cold sores are a cause of it, and
Mm-hmm.
just kind of going into different things that I would
Yeah.
say under certain circumstances. But and it was just like a smooth conversation. I don't think that he picked up what I was putting down, which was, hey, like, what you said is probably not what happened, and it's okay. And
Yeah,
it's okay.
yeah.
Because whenever I tell people I got herpes, I'm always like, yeah, I got the fun one. You know, this is the party one, and it sometimes that's received well, sometimes it's not.
Yeah.
But
I mean, yeah, because I mean, it happened at work that one of my coworkers, she has cold sores on her mouth,
Mhm.
on yeah, mouth, and she said something about something that she did. I'm like, do you think like I can expose that person? I'm like, yeah, you definitely can. Yeah, yeah. Yeah. I'm like, but should I like, yeah, you should have told him. But if he was, but you should have told him. But yeah, he saw the calls or everything. I'm like, oh, okay. But it's always like, but it's just like I have always had them since I was a little girl. I'm like, yeah, that's herpes. It's fine. It's okay.
It can start
Yeah.
there, yeah.
Yeah.
So doing your best to address stigma whenever it comes up without telling on yourself. Does it get like tiring?
Sometimes like, but you just quit and just say it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but at the same time, it's like you don't have to do it. You usually don't have to support a cause. You don't have to have something to support a cause.
Yeah.
So I would just say it. And since there's so much stigma, for example, for education, sexual education, there's so many things. Like one of my brothers, he was trying to educate his son on healthy sexual activities. So I tell him about it, and I tell him about all these other things that are out there, about kinks and stuff that people do. And like I don't do that, but it is out there. So I think you still can talk about it. It gets tiring sometimes, but at the same time, it's like I don't want to deal with you feeling bad that I have this because of the decision I made.
Mm-hmm.
Because you didn't agree with that partner that I had at the time.
Oh.
So I don't want to deal with all of that. And I
Mm-hmm.
get it, I understand.
So is that what makes a person that you would tell about your herpes different than someone that you wouldn't tell? The fact like that they would judge the partner or the relationship. What is it?
No, not with that friend in particular, yes, because she knew about them.
Okay.
But for example, with my coworker, I was like, I don't know how many, because I started dating, and it was like, I don't know how many people are gonna reject me because I have herpes, and then people think like I'm a great catch. Why are they rejecting you? Whatever. And I was like, listen, I have to tell you something, and I want you to know. It's very personal, but it's like I want to tell you. Just I know you're not gonna look at me different. And I told her, and she's like, okay, that's fine. I still think you're a bad bitch. You are even more amazing for telling me this for whatever. And he's still a fucking asshole, whatever. You're like, yes, he is. So I think it's how much trust and comfortable I feel.
Mm-hmm.
How I know, okay, fine, I have herpes and I'm telling you, but I don't want you to tell everybody that I have herpes. Like, that's not for you to do, that's for me to do. So, I don't know, I don't feel, I don't want it to define me. I don't want that, like, oh, I'm herpes. Like, for some people, that's their thing.
Mm-hmm.
And that's fine, and I get it, but that's not who I am. I'm composed of other things, and that's like a little, just 1 point of all the 100 points that I am.
Yeah, 100%. When you told your friend and she met you the way she did, which was, oh, I don't care, you're still a bad bitch. Um, how, how did that make you feel? Do you feel like you got closer after that, or did?
No, I feel the same, and I feel like, okay, I trusted. I was able to validate that I trusted the right person.
Yeah.
That I trusted my instinct, and it was okay and it was good. So that part is what made me like, okay, And sometimes we're talking, I was like, oh my gosh, she knows. And she just treats me the same way. Okay, that means that it doesn't matter. It's fine. So, yeah.
And I encourage people to do that because I'm a dude on the internet. Like, I just happen to also have herpes and be open about it. And I think that people seek out myself and other support resources because they're looking for that feeling that you got when you opened up to your friend. Your friend was able to basically say, hey, you're no different. Hey, we're still connected the way that we are. And like I'm a stranger, so I can scroll through your Instagram and be like, oh yeah, on July of 2020 you were bungee jumping, you're still that bungee jumper, right? I don't really have anything that's
else
connected. So I want people to challenge themselves by looking at their circles, their friends, their family, partners, co-workers, whoever it is that's around them, and just see if they can offer that person an opportunity to get closer to them. And it sounds like that was something that you did, and all it took was just that little bit of, hey, you're still the same. And for you to, every time y'all hang out, you see that you're not treated any different by her. So it just further assures that you made the right decision in telling this person that you have a really good friend.
Yeah.
Love that.
Definitely.
So I guess, where are you now? Like, it's 2023, it's February. So it's been roughly 2 years since your diagnosis. You said that you're dating and disclosing. How's it been for you since, I guess, having to now disclose this?
So I've never been into dating.
What's dating?
Like going to the apps, or like I'm on a bar and this man approaches and say like, hey, I think you're beautiful. Do you want to go out? And like,
people do that?
No, that's what I'm telling you. They don't do that. So I like to be at my house, reading my books, watching TV. I guess the UPS guy will fall in love with me or something. I don't know. But
that's how you gotta get them, y'all. You gotta get a job at UPS.
No.
Get the signatures.
No.
When you get the last name, you can go home, look them up on Instagram, find them on social media. Stalking tips 101.
So, yeah, no. 2021, 2022, I definitely thought about herpes a lot. Now, 2022, not so much. Like maybe halfway there, yeah. Now it's just when I'm eating and just making sure for any outbreak or whatever. So I started dating December 2022.
Hey, back out here.
No back, because I have never been in. So I'm actually like in.
Okay.
And I was able, like, I went out with 4 guys. Now I'm in a pause. But the first one, I knew this guy, I could never tell him, because he's gonna be like, he's gonna reject me, and he's gonna be like, no.
How do you know that? Why did you say this about him?
Because he was all he could say about me was how beautiful I was. Granted, a girl likes to listen to that. I'm beautiful. But we have been talking for 2 weeks now. You have to tell me something else about me that is not only that I'm beautiful,
so
and that I have a smile.
Really superficial.
Yeah, I mean, he's 3 things. Oh my god. Okay, he's 3 things.
You don't have to say it, but I want to hear it now, especially because you started laughing.
His 3 things he was looking for in a partner was that she didn't smoke, that she didn't have kids, and something else.
You ain't got to say it was something else.
Yeah, I don't know, because I don't remember.
Oh,
I cannot tell you.
I was going to start guessing.
And I was like, you can find that anywhere.
Yeah.
And he's like, no. And then I told him, like, he asked me, oh, but what are you looking for in a partner? Well, I'm like, listen, I'm looking for a partner that I don't have to worry about the things that if I'm with you, I don't worry about the things that I'm worried about if I'm by myself. If I'm worried about the same things that I'm by myself without you, and when I'm with you, then we're not a match.
That's it?
And he's like, oh, that's very hard to find. I'm like,
he tried to make himself seem more valuable.
I'm like, but it's not impossible. And he's like, well, that's very hard to find. I was like, it's just not impossible. I'm like, this stupid ass. So, so anyway, I gotta confess that I objectified him and I just used him to kiss, and we kissed, and I was like, he's not like, no, his way of thinking was very like absolute, very black and white. That was not going anywhere. Then the other one, he got mad because it was too cold, and granted, I canceled the date the same day, and I told him, listen, it's gonna be very cold. I think I'm not gonna go out. And he's like, okay. And then, he sent out all these things like, we could have split an Uber, blah 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 blah. Blah. I'm like, I didn't know that was an option. Like, I was not gonna spend $100 on an Uber, and I didn't know you would pitch in. I would not ask you to pitch in if that's what you think. Good for you, but no. And then the third guy is the one that I disclosed because I potentially saw myself with him. So, my friends that they are not herpes positive, they're always like, I would feel like I had been let on if somebody didn't tell me up front. Because in the sense that I don't mind, and that's fine, but if the person minds after they have been talking together or whatever, like, oh, you have this information that you were like hiding from me potentially. And I understand their point and what they're saying, and it comes from a person that is not diagnosed, and that's fine. But I tell them, like, listen, it's still my information. Just like they have information that they will not tell me that has nothing to do with STIs, but that still could potentially affect the relationship. And that might be a deal breaker for me. Like, that's like you have an account in Switzerland that you for a kid. Whatever, I don't know. That's like, why didn't you tell me that? That could affect our finances, whatever.
Do any of your friends have that? I'm just kidding.
I have a friend that lives in Switzerland, so.
Oh. Oh, I get that point too of like, when should I tell someone? Because if you don't know someone and you tell them and then they go on and you learn that they can't really be trusted with this information because they're telling people, like, that's a hell of a way to find out. Because then if you told your friends that happened, they'd be like, well, why'd you tell them so fast? And you don't know unless you're in the situation.
And you're like basically with strangers. Like, you're going out with strangers. I'm not going out with
like someone you reconnected
I have met
with.
Exactly. Yeah. So I told him about when I knew things were going like potentially he would like make a move, and I was like, oh, so I told him, and he was very nice about it. He just told me, thank you for trusting me with this information, and I don't know much about it. Can I tell me where can I get the info? I can still do research or everything, but that doesn't make him good either way. But can I get some info? So
it's about to go bad.
We validate him because he made my first disclosure like you would potentially anyone wants to have their first disclosure. He then was like, oh, so that means I cannot eat you out because I want to eat you. I'm like, stop. It's like,
so he just started talking like that.
Yeah. I was like, stop. I'm like, dude, yes, you can still do it. It's fine. It's like, oh, okay, because I love to do that. I want to do that to you. I'm like, stop. It's just, I'm not a prude or anything. It's just that I have very visual mental pictures in my mind. So if you tell me something that I will see it in my mind. So when my friends tell me things, I'm like, you gotta stop because I don't want to see you and your husband in that way. Like, stop. And then I had another one. He was very mature, but he could have been potentially, but I didn't because he didn't get that far. So in that part of dating, I'm learning how far or when to say or how far to go. I mean, I feel like trust is that if you cannot validate that safety is important for me because I live in New York and I'm a woman that lives by herself, and you make fun that I take self-defense classes and that I'm worried about my safety, then I definitely cannot trust you with anything else.
Wait, this person did that?
There's, yeah, they do that. Yeah, so it's like, no, I don't, no. Like, I know, I don't know. It's something I, I feel you know, because I, I have been going to therapy. I have been learning how to trust back myself. Because obviously, the first time was like, I trusted this person. I knew he wasn't supposed to be trusted. Like, la 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 la, blah blah. I know it's not my fault, but damn, I knew better. I knew we should have got tested. I knew we should have just still use protection, whatever. Which I know now that even if you use protection, it's a skin condition, blah blah. So that affects your trust issues and like going on you, like trusting yourself into trusting your own decisions. So going to therapy has helped me on that. I'm doing the work and everything. So I feel like you start to know who to trust. Like people, my therapist said, people can hide for so long. So they really show you who they are. So when they show you who they are like Maya Angelou said, trust them. Like
when people show you who they are the first time, believe them.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's one. That things.
You trust. So in therapy, you are learning to trust yourself so that you can trust the people that you choose to trust.
I guess that that's one of the things that I'm learning.
Okay. What's another thing? I'm curious.
In therapy?
Yeah. I like talking about therapy here because something positive for positive people is a place that you can go for donation-based mental health support resources that include therapy with a licensed mental health professional. All right, and commercial. Go ahead. Do you talk to your therapist about herpes?
Yeah, she's the one that like helped me go through it because May 2021 I learned about it, and I think June was my first session, and I told her like everything, and she's the one that like helped me navigate through it.
Do y'all talk about it a lot, or do y'all?
Not anymore.
Yeah.
At first, we talked about it a lot, and then because I have anger issues, resentment.
You got anger issues?
Yeah.
Oh,
I have been better.
Because
I have been better. I have been working on it. So we work also on that. On knowing my worth, on knowing my value, my relationships, because people always say, look, relationship, and they quick go to romantic relationships. And no, when I think about relationships, I think about everybody, about my mom, my brothers, my friends, my father, and how I can be better on my relationships. So that's also like part of it. Work, we talk about work and how to manage work, finances, goals, like
all these things you talk about in therapy.
Yeah.
And to think that you started with herpes.
But I knew all the things. But herpes. But I was like focused on that at first.
Yeah.
Because I knew it was. I cried. I like at first, the first day I was like fine, but then I was crying at night, and like, oh my god, I have this. And then whenever I look at myself and I look at my friends, I was like, they don't know I have herpes. Oh my god, and look at them. It's like, but they don't see me any different, or they would not see me any different. So that's kind of, yeah.
Yeah. We talked about that on the last episode of Something Positive for Positive People, but our relationships, the word relationship itself, and how it's currently like so exclusively tied to romantic partners.
And love.
And love, yeah.
Like, love is love. No. the love that I have for my mom is the love that I can have for a romantic partner. It's just that the levels of intimacy are different.
Mm-hmm.
So I still have to respect my mom like I have to respect a partner. I still have to be kind to my mom like I have to be kind to my partner. So it's love is not exclusively of romantic relationships.
Yeah. And intimacy as well, because that's what we were talking about on the previous episode, is how a lot of times what we want in our relationships is intimacy, and it feels so much safer to get it from certain people or certain places, and you don't really know if it's safe until you take the risk of putting it out there that that's what you're looking for.
Mm-hmm.
And that's kind of what you did when you told your friend, like, I have herpes, and you gave them the opportunity to intimately connect with you at a deeper level, and that's what they did.
Mm-hmm.
So it's good. uh so dating has been it's been dating for you, like, to the point where you haven't really gotten to the point where you're, I don't know, like, where you've moved forward with any of these partners. You didn't move forward with any of these partners.
No, because I want to be in a committed relationship.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm gonna be sexually active with you, the thing about purity culture, yeah, is it messed me up because like every not like any movement without the right education, it's gonna mess you up. That's
Mm-hmm.
something that you learn. But I'm a very emotional person. So if I'm gonna be sexually active with you, it's because I'm emotionally attached with you. We have an emotional connection. I don't have that ability of just being like, oh, I'm gonna have sex with this person because I just met them. And I kudos to anyone who does it. I admire you. I wish I could be that person, but I am not, and I accept that. So with the one that I disclosed, I was feeling that connection. So I was like, I wanna be with this person. I told them that. I told you like, I really like you. I really wanna be with you. Blah 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 blah. And then I disclosed. But yeah, would have to be in a committed relationship for me to be sexually active with somebody. So
Yeah. And was this something that was always there for you to be able to communicate that, or was this something that you learned how to communicate through therapy and
through therapy,
okay.
learning to communicate, yeah, definitely that's like one thing of therapy, communicating, being able to, because I was very blunt when I said things. I was very honest and blunt, and I would tell you things. As time went, as I mature and grew, I learned I have to change the way I say things, but still, my point would not come across what I wanted to say. So in therapy, I have been learning that and about boundaries as well, healthy boundaries and all of that. So
Mhm.
yeah, I learned in therapy how to communicate.
Okay. I guess you said you haven't really done a lot of dating, so what I wanted to ask you is, do you find it difficult to date as someone who wants to be in a committed, healthy relationship before having sex with someone?
Is okay. Repeat the question.
So, in society now, when
Mhm.
we live in hookup culture, right, to where you have sex and then you get intimate with people. So, for you, is it difficult to let people know, hey, I am not having sex until we are in a committed relationship? Or not even letting people know, but is it difficult for you to compete with people who are having sex early before being in a relationship?
The funny thing is, three of them wanted to be in a committed relationship. They that we went in a date knowing that, and they made plans ahead. Like they were talking, we're talking about we're seeing each other in December, and they were making plans for the summer. And I was like,
Is that scary or is
Yeah,
that cute?
it was scary. Ooh,
All
no,
right.
not cute at all. We know. It was scary because I was like, dude, we're just in the first day. What are you talking about? Oh, I have a retirement plan. I don't care.
They went that far?
Stop. Yeah.
Like, yeah, girl, we gonna retire in our beach house.
Yeah, like no. So, yeah, I don't. I I thought that was gonna be a problem. It's not
Okay.
a problem. The thing is that one person that I want to be with, they were not ready for a committed relationship. So we were in different pages. But I don't think because of things that I have seen on the internet pages that I follow. No, people. I feel like people are willing to go in the same page. Like if you're in the same page, they understand that.
So it just sounds like finding the kind of people who also want the same things as you. It's not really like you
Yeah.
don't seem like a go with the flow kind of person at all.
No, because even the person that I disclosed to and that I told him I don't want to be the friend that you fucked. I don't want to be that friend. I don't want, if you're not sure about this yet, I don't want to be with you right now. And he was like, I don't want you to be that either. So, I don't know. I mean, it's not that difficult to find a guy.
Yeah.
In theory, in practice, I don't know.
Okay.
Because the things that I have been offered on apps are wild.
What you mean?
I mean, one person's first prompt was, are you dominant or submissive? And I was like, and then I didn't answer, and they were like, I'm so sorry to be so forward. It's just that I want you so bad that, like,
What kind of people you match with? How old are these people?
and then the other one was like, oh, I will give you oral. Have you ever been satisfied without expecting anything
Are these
back?
robots? And
Yeah.
that's a lie. That is a lie.
Without
Don't ever believe
expecting a
that.
back. I'm like,
Don't
yeah.
ever believe
It's like,
that.
you're like, oh, I can satisfy whatever, and you keep scrolling on the app. Doesn't matter. I'm like, listen, and
You sound like
listen,
a robot.
and listen. I respect you for that, because you're being honest. You just say, I want to fuck you, and that's fine. I respect them more than the person that invests energy, time, and money, and in the end just wants to fuck me. Like, if you want to fuck me, tell me, and I will tell you no, unless you give me what I want, because I'm not gonna be with you unless you give me what I want. So I respect those that say, like, forward.
All
It's
right.
awkward. I don't want you to tell me that, like, in that sense, but I'm flattered. But it feels kind of like only you see my body. That's no, like, I have a brain, compliment my brain, like Christina Yang said from Grey's Anatomy. So for me, transparency.
Hey,
That's something that I
there you
learned.
go.
That's what I want. Transparency is more important than honesty. Like,
Yeah.
as important as honesty, but I learned that what I want is transparency. If you want to fuck me, say it to my face, and I will tell you straight up my answer.
Like, hey, I'm gonna need this. Like, sign here.
That's it.
Here are my requirements. I need this. I need references. I want to see some reviews from your dating app. I think dating apps should come with reviews. Like, you should have to. You should be able to get reviews from past people.
No, because sometimes you go on a date and that was not your 100%. That was your 75%.
And you could say that, like, hey, I had a really nice time with this person. It just wasn't a fit.
No, but
I think people would be more consistent in who they are.
No,
You're a man.
you're a man.
Oh,
Yeah.
what? And that's me. I would like reviews.
As a man.
Oh, all right. When you put it that way, all right. I see. All right, we'll talk about this later. We'll talk about this at dinner.
I did.
But I forgot what I was saying before that. Damn. All right. Well,
I was gonna
transparency. Yes.
transparency. Yeah.
Yeah, and these are very important things to identify for yourself, like, what are your relationship values? And it sounds like you have yours. You value a healthy, committed relationship.
Sorry, I was
Go
gonna
ahead.
say that having the herpes diagnosis helped me be more educated on sexuality, on the sense that what I thought sex was it wasn't. So it gave me the opportunity to look more, learn more about consent that doesn't start at sex, it starts so early on. About that you have to pee after sex. Like nobody teaches you that. Like I asked my mom when I was 20 something, Mom, what is an orgasm? And she got like, I don't know. I don't know. Like, okay. I cannot ask her anything. I'm like 20 something. So all these other things about what a man wants, what a man likes, how it affects, whatever, the penis size, the not penis size, all the things that, so all the things that we should have in a sex education that everybody should have from like according to age. I'm not saying that you have to teach them everything from the bat. No, starting early on, all the ages. Like what you know.
Where did you get your education from that you've been seeking?
I can say Instagram.
Wow. And Instagram like shitting on sex educators right now, but this is still
No, but I met you, so and you are good. It's like my friend says.
Stop it. No, don't stop. Don't stop.
If I'm a good catch and I'm on an app, there's gotta be another good catch there. So if you're a good catch in that sense of being a good sex educator, good, I know you're not a sex educator, but how you like.
I'm a journalist.
You're a journalist, but how you advocate for sexual education, for testing, and all these other things. There's other good ones there. So you have to,
Gotta find the good ones.
Yeah, and also the internet, but mostly Instagram. I'm being like, okay, it helps that I'm educated. I'm not gonna lie. It helps that I have a background in science, so it helps. But still, and I have a friend that is a doctor, so I go like, do you think this works? It's just like, no, I should.
Yeah.
So that also helps.
Good. Well, I would like to ask you, are there any closing remarks that you have? Look, you done relaxed, opened up, you started talking loud, you started getting passionate and everything. It just came out. See?
I tell you.
See how it happened?
It happens.
It just unfolded so naturally.
Yeah.
But you're a great guest. Is there anything that you want to leave people with before I let you go?
No. I mean, I would like to say, like, it's like trust yourself. It's hard, but trust yourself to trust other people too. Like to find your person. It's hard at the moment at first time. It's hard, and but this shall pass too. That you're still safe, you're still loved, and this shall pass too. And your worth doesn't change. It really doesn't change. Sometimes you forget, but you're reminded somehow. And if you have those friends and you tell them, if you have your support system, tell them, hey, I'm not feeling good. This is what's going on. Trust to talk to somebody. It really helps than just having an old bottle up inside you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right. That concludes this episode of Something Positive for Positive People. Please like, rate, review, share, subscribe to, and what was the other thing? There's another thing you can do to this podcast. Wow.
Donate.
Oh, yeah. Well, I was going to say that. That's for the nonprofit. You can donate to. It wouldn't be for the podcast. It'd be for the nonprofit, though. I don't know. But you visit the new website, www.spfpp.org. It's still the same URL, but the website's different. Go look at it and play around in it so I can get higher traffic and engagement. Google herpes and then click whatever takes you to Something Positive for Positive People so we can boost this SEO. I think things are working because NPR did reach out to me. They found my page and wanted to do something, but unfortunately, we won't be able to. And yeah, this is all thanks to you all. So if you want to be a guest, don't hesitate to reach out. Courtney at SPFPP.org. If you're looking for any of the services that Something Positive provides, if you're looking for a therapist, don't know where to start. If you're new here, newly diagnosed, and this is one of your episodes that you're listening to and you really don't know what it is that you need, feel free to reach out. Like I said, Courtney at spfpp.org, or you can follow me on Instagram at CourtneyBrame_. Yeah, there's plenty of ways to get in touch with me. And I shall catch you on another one.